Hey everyone, what is up? What are you reading? I am Rhiannon and welcome back to my channel. So, a few things to address first. Bookshelves are different. I do have a video that I'd like to edit and upload at some point with getting these new bad boys. There's only 2 of them and they're quite a bit taller than they used to be. You won't be able to see them and I can't move this. I got a ring light, which is why it's annoying in my glasses, and I'm sorry, but I look worse without them on. So I'm apologizing now. Thirdly, this video is going to be filmed in 4K on my iPhone. I know a couple of months ago, did I ever upload that video? Look, it's not been good for me. My phone films in much high quality and my poor little baby laptop, who I've had for 4 or 5 years now, just can't handle it, and I bought a Mac, like the big boy. And this is why I shouldn't be allowed adult money, because I spend it. But I love her very much. I have the free trial of Final Cut Pro, which I'm really excited about, and I've been spending a lot of time going, oh, that's where that is, and oh, snazzy, this makes life easier. For example, I don't know if I can do this on iMovie. I'm gonna have to double check, but when you're editing and you're putting like a number or something or writing, you can like grab it and move it to anywhere on the screen. So that's really exciting. I'm really excited about trying to edit in like a higher quality video format on my Mac because she won't overheat. Thank you. The other thing, the final 4th thing, is I did dye my hair again. So it has highlights in it now. I got it balayaged. So bits of it are like this nice light blonde color. We put a pinky color through it, which you can kind of see because it was still blue on the ends from the blue hair dye I put in after I lost my job. But it's fine. Like it's how 2019 is happening. But yeah, as you can see, bits of it are like lighter and then bits of it are darker, and I love it. I think it looks great. So if you don't like it, please don't tell me because I'm sensitive right now. I've also had a migraine for 3 days as I'm filming this, and I probably shouldn't be filming this, but today, now that life update's out of the way, I am here to give you the mid-year freakout tag. I am once again quite late to do this, and I am so sorry, but once again, I am the worst. We'll just jump straight into it. I will link the original creator of the mid-year freakout tag down below if I can find the original creator. I feel like I had this problem before, but I mean, it's been going around for a couple of weeks now. It is the end of August. Yeah, so let's just jump straight into it, shall we? So the first question is the best book you read in 28. What year is it? What is the best book you read in 2020 so far? For me, the best book that I've read so far this year, and I should be able to now put it like here, and I'm very excited about it. I'm geeking out so hard over having Final Cut Pro. The Dawn Chorus by Samantha Shannon, which I'm hoping is sitting here on the screen right now. It is book 3.5. It is a novella between The Sun Rising and the next book, which we have a name for now. It's called The Mask Falling, and I'm so excited, guys. The cover is my wallpaper. If you haven't seen the cover yet, I'll pop it up on screen now just so you can have a little look. It's stunning, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and I'm so excited for the next book. It follows Paige just after the Sun Rising and the events of the Sun Rising, so if you haven't read the book, I won't tell you too much about it because it will spoil it, but essentially Paige is dealing with the trauma from what happened to her at the end of the Song Rising and learning to live with Warden after what happened. And it's got some really beautiful moments. Samantha will never see this, but one of the lines in like the end of the book hit me really hard, and it was something that I kind of needed to hear for the longest time, and it made me sob like a baby. I cried for like 20 minutes after I finished the book. Yeah, it's only 100 pages too, so it's a nice quick read, but you should definitely check it out. If you've read the other Bone Season books, you should definitely check it out. Number 2 is the best sequel you've read so far in 2020. So where is she? A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmer. As you know, I read the first book last year. Bloomsbury sent me a copy of it, which was just so freaking awesome. I absolutely love this book. I am so excited to see what's going to happen with Gray and Harper and Ren and Leah Mara, and I'm just so pumped to find out what happens in the next one, which I believe is A Vow So Bold and Deadly. It follows along from the end of the first book where we find out something interesting about Gray. I won't tell you too much because of spoilers. And it follows Gray and Leah Mara as they kind of bond over things. That's all I'll say because spoilers. So the next one is biggest surprise so far, and I am picking House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This book follows Anna Lee as she tries to discover what's happening to her sisters her 11 other sisters to be exact, because this is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling. I was so excited when my book club picked this because I really wanted to read it anyway, and I would put it down, but every time I picked it up I'd go through like 100 pages like that. Like, I read it so fast. It was so good. It was such an enjoyable read. There was 12 princesses, obviously. Annalie is one of them. And slowly but surely, some of the older sisters are kind of disappearing and they can't work out what's happening to them. And by disappearing, I mean they're dying. Don't know why I didn't just say turning up dead. And so Annalie starts to become suspicious that they're not an accident. And some of the younger sisters are seeing the ghost of their older sister, and there's a lot of like mind twists. There was really only one point in this book that I didn't like. I just didn't think it was necessary or fit with the rest of the story, but it's so good. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend reading it. It's fantastic. It's such an interesting story. She does seem quite thick. I think it is a 500-page book. The book is exactly 400 pages, so it's not a particularly big book, but it is still just a nice size. I don't think it needed to be any longer or any shorter. I think it was just perfect. So I definitely recommend picking up House of Salt and Sorrow if you haven't already. All I did was go and grab 2 books. Am I okay? The next question is favorite new author, new to you, or debut? And for that, I am picking Janella Angelis, Where Dreams Descend. I am so close to finishing this. By the time I put this video up, I will have finished. I've only got like 37 pages left. Oh my god. It's also out today as I'm filming this. It's the 26th of August. So this book is now officially out and you can go and buy it, and I highly recommend. It's kind of being coined as like a mix of Phantom, Moulin Rouge, and The Night Circus. And I haven't read The Night Circus, but I have watched Moulin Rouge recently as well, and in case you couldn't tell, I love the Phantom of the Opera with all of my heart. They were all my copies. I just knew I had to read this one. Kelly put it up a while ago. I think the last video I uploaded, I was starting it. It was in the Owl Crate, I believe, box, because it was meant to come out earlier this year and didn't because of COVID. Someone was selling it on Facebook. I grabbed it because I think it's stunning. The special edition. Look at it. It's gorgeous. Stage is set. The spectacular awaits. She has gotten a little dented, and that is my own fault, and I am so sorry, Janella, if you see this. Not that you will, but I am sorry. Gorgeous end pages. 'Tis signed. It's gorgeous. I love it so much. So Janella has written this book following Kalia, and she has grown up her entire life in the house where she is a performer. Think kind of like Satine from Moulin Rouge. And there's a guy called Jack who I kind of see him as a couple of different characters, actually. Again, I've never read The Night Circus, but I can kind of see him a little as the Phantom and a little bit as the Duke and also Zidla in a way, which probably doesn't make much sense, but I kind of can. And then she goes and she performs in The Spectacular, and she gets judged. She's the only female magician. They're kind of frowned upon. And I think something I love so much about this book, and I have read other Phantom retellings, as you may know, but my favorite thing about this is how well Janella has blended the two stories that I know together. So there are bits where I'm sitting there going, oh yeah, it's very Phantom, or oh, that's very Moulin Rouge, or oh, that's both of them all at once. And it honestly, if you didn't know either story, you wouldn't know that that's what she was trying to go for, because it's done so well. And I love it. She hasn't used anything that's kind of cheesy, like, I'm gonna call this guy Eric because that's funny. She's done it in a way that's so natural to the story and so beautifully done. I absolutely adore it. One of the characters came in, her name's Lottie, and I was like, hey. Like I said, I'm very close to finishing the book, and I'll get it done before I upload this, so editing me may pop in just like sobbing at the end. I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this, but I'm very excited to get it finished. So yeah, Janella Angelis is definitely one of my favorite authors this year. The next question is newest fictional crush, and I'm gonna have to go again with Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. The Daring DeMarco. I love him, and if he turns out to be a bad guy or dead by the end of this, I'm gonna be super mad. Like, super mad. So the next one is newest favorite character, and I don't know who to go with. I kind of want to go with Where Dreams Descend again, but I feel like that's not fair to everything else I've read this year. So I'm gonna instead go with Kalia from Where Dreams Descend and Liamara from A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I loved both of them. I love how fierce they both are and how incredible they both are as characters. I'm very excited to keep reading and learning more about these characters. Book that made you cry. Like I said, sobbed. Samantha put me on her Instagram story. I was very embarrassed. A book that made you happy. I haven't actually read it yet. I've read the first 20 pages or something. But a book that makes me happy is Loveless by Alice Oseman. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I've read this much, but this book makes me happy because it is about an asexual main character, and I identify with the ace spectrum. I identify as demisexual, and already in the first 26 pages, just from listening to what she's saying, I have cried twice, and it just makes me really happy to see that kind of representation. I have a lot of asexual friends, and so it makes me really happy to see them represented in young adult literature. I think it's really important for people to know that not having someone or having ever been in love or whatever doesn't make you broken or weird. You're just as normal as everyone else. Most beautiful book you've bought or received. Look at it. Look at her in all of her glory. I don't think this counts as a book, at least not in the way that the tag means, but I own my first playbill now. I bought this off eBay. It is a Jekyll and Hyde playbill, and it's my favorite cast. It's the movie cast, or movie. It was a live stage filming, but it's got Colleen Sexton in it. It's got Andrea. It's got Kelly O'Hara. Oh my god! And it's also got a little thing in here about Dame Gillian Lynn, who was the choreographer for Cats and Phantom of the Opera, and I really truly love her. She passed away a couple of years ago. Yeah, she just meant a lot to me, and so her passing really sucked. But yeah, I don't think this counts as a book, but to me this is one of the most beautiful things I own. Look at it. Look how stunning it is. It's a real life playbill, and I'm holding it in my hands. And finally, what book do you need to read by the end of the year? And I'm going to pick Loveless, again, by Alice Oseman, and I am also going to pick The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. So I started this a long time ago. I am now going to try and reread it. Sorry, there's a map. I forgot there was a map. I managed to find a cute little hardback for 50 cents at my local library a little while ago. Yeah, you heard me, 50 cents. And she's got an absolutely gorgeous map in the front. I'm in love. I got pretty far into it the first time I ever read it, and then I think I had my exams come up, so I put it down, but I really want to actually finish it this time because I really quite like the story. It follows a girl learning about her dad's past and this book that he found and the journey that it took him on to find out more about Vlad the Impaler and Dracula. And I felt like it was a really good mix between real history about Vlad and also vampire lore. I really enjoyed it. She's quite a hefty book. The book is 642 pages, but I absolutely loved what I read the first time, so I'm definitely excited to get back into it and actually finish it this time. And yes, that is all. That's all I have to say about this. What do you guys have to read by the end of the year? And what has been your favorite book so far this year? Let me know in the comments down below. If you'd like to keep up with me and what I'm doing in my day-to-day life, you can always follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads. They're all linked in the description box down below. Feel free to go through and look at them. Give me a follow and a like if you'd like. Subscribe. And yeah, please consider subscribing and commenting. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye! So my favorite sequel so far this year has been Do You Mind?